There's a team challenge event in just one day. So what can you do with just LTS upgrades? What that means is all threes for upgrades, enough to win the car. Well, this video is going to show you. Best race to do is an endurance race. And my controls are tilt B with no assists. No assists is a must here if you want to maximize your distance in the shortest time frame. Tilt B isn't a must, but I would certainly recommend it if you're going to drive it the way I'm going to drive it. Tilt A will cause troubles. And don't do that. Don't hit cars. Minor hits aren't going to hurt you too much, but they are wasting your time and wasting your momentum. Now this is a tricky track, so you end up having to race really close to cars to really maximize your speed. You couldn't go farther away from them, but then you're just going to be wasting time. So there I am, right on the razor edge of going out of bounds and hitting the car. Now here is where assists would really hurt you, because we're going to take a little jump here. Very small jump. I slowed down a little bit because I don't want to hit the wall. Again, I really didn't mean to be hitting these guys. The first lap is always quite frustrating because they're so slow and they're braking in places that you aren't expecting them to brake. It just can be difficult to get around it. From here on out, they get faster and faster. For braking points, you could check out my time trial video that I did just the other day. I'm not totally following them in this car because this has less upgrades than what I used in my time trial video, and it also has better brakes. That corner right there, you can take full speed in this car. There is not a lot of cars that you can do that in with this game. Same with the corner coming up. You can take it full throttle in this car. You just got to get the turn right. There you go, no brakes in that section at all. In a time trial event, you'd be braking heavily for this corner, but here we just brake a little bit. And that just saves piles of time. So yes, my distance turns red. I am not having any distance count while I do that. However, that penalty is worth it because of how fast I got through there. Now that was a mistake. I thought I could maybe go under both of these guys. Obviously I couldn't. I'll remember that going forward. I should have taken the outside line. You're not going to very often have two bots side by side in that last corner. So coming up here, you're going to brake at about there, back on the gas pretty early. These guys are going to be in the way, so I won't be able to maximize this. I'll go for the inside pass. You saw some sparks fly. I'm going to do that quite a lot. In this car, I can brake a little bit after that shaded section. The preferred line would have been much lower, but that's okay. Now here, you can stay on the outside quite a while here. Well, okay, now, that's the problem with going off track sometimes. You get a little bit off track, and it's almost like it just sucks you right off track. It's very realistic, actually. I'm pretty impressed with how they coded that. The gravel kind of grabs your vehicle, and you end up going way off track. Okay, so here there's just one car. I'll take the inside line, and he's going to have to slow down. You see that? I went all the way onto the green, and my distance did not turn red. That is not off track. It's an unusual corner, but you might as well make the most of it. Sometimes you can go off track in an endurance race, and it'll save you time. Meaning if there's bots that are really in your way, or if you're really low on time and cutting a corner is going to get you to one more pass and maybe another lap, it's worth it. Right there, I got the braking points wrong, so I got to figure out if I'm going to go in or out. In was the best choice that time around. Now you got to watch that bot because he's going to brake. I've got a plan for this. Oh, there's two of them, so I got to slam on the brakes. Don't want to hit them. There we go. Oops, I slipped there. Didn't mean to pause the game. Take that really wide, back in the throttle. You want to watch those little red sections. They are all over this track. Right there's another one. Oops, really don't want to do that. That's one of the worst places to blow a corner because this whole run suffers. This whole speed run, which is the Well, it might be the biggest run on this track. I believe it is. Anyways, it really suffers from that lack of cornering. This will be great. I can get a nice run on this one. So we're going to talk about those red things for a bit, all right? If your car is parallel to that red mid-corner feature there, you can go full throttle right at the red. Again though, your car needs to be parallel to it. So if you're less than parallel and you get full throttle, you're going to go flying off the corner. If you're more than parallel, meaning turning more a little bit past the corner, over rotating a bit, at that point you could also go full throttle. As you're approaching the corner, see right there, okay, well I blew the corner. You're going to see this in the future, that I'll be approaching that and I'll get full throttle slightly before the red section because I could already perceive that I was in line. So that's your indicator that you're in line for getting back into the gas and maximizing the corner. Boy, the groups get funny. It's kind of surprising that at 18 kilometers I'm getting 3 cars. Now of course that can cause a problem. This guy will drive right on the razor edge, but these two are going to be in the way. Oh, so I had to go off track a little bit there. Another good question, why not just run cup races? Why run endurance races? Well, nothing wrong with running a cup race. You're limited on how far you can go, but it's another option. You could run that unserviced if you want to. However, if you're trying to be competitive in a team event, it's not just about how far you can go, but how fast can you go far. That's why I'm driving the endurance race the way I am. I am not using clock management technique. I'm just going full out. There's two main ways to run an endurance race. One is you just go flat out from the start. That's what we do if we're going to do an endless endurance race. And you don't worry about the bots, you don't worry about the clock, you just pass. Another way to do it, if it's not a race that you can do endlessly, is to do clock management. That means that you never want your timer turning yellow. So you wouldn't pass a bot unless your timer was down to 79. You would take notice of how much time you get at the start-finish line and make sure that you're below that before crossing. Now that doesn't mean you slam on the brakes and don't cross the start-finish line. It means that you stop passing bots. Ah, nuts. Well, that was really bad. Thankfully, the passes counted. I passed them right as I hit the wall. If I wouldn't have passed them, there's no way I would have made it to the end of this lap. But I really wish I didn't pound that wall. I just thought I could get there and get through it. We're going to come to a close here probably very soon. Yeah, so you get just less than 20 seconds here. I'm thinking that was 18. I'm not going to go back and check, but it's about 18 seconds you get. And again, we're not worrying about clock management for this particular race. This is just about go far and do it fast. Now it's surprising I'm getting this far with just LTS upgrades. And I'm going to show you my upgrades again at the end of this video, just so you see that I definitely only have them. Well, this will be iffy. See, if I can get all the way to the top of the hill, I can go quite a lot further by just coasting. I don't have enough. I'm going to be a little bit short. Wow, I just need like 100 meters more and I would have made it to 28 just by coasting. Anyway, that's a very good distance, 27 kilometers right on the nose. Fast forward through this a little bit and I'll show you my upgrades. Here we are. Car is of course totaled at this point. There you go. Still all threes. Thanks for watching. Good luck in the team event.